Hi
Hi
guys!
guys.
Today's Monday, May 11th, and yesterday was Mother's Day. So I hope y'all were being nice to mommies and y'all treated her very nicely and loved her, made her breakfast, made her lunch and dinner.
Yes.
And
Made her a nice Mother's Day card. Maybe you guys made a Mother's Day card and put hearts on them and
so
flowers.
you can show us at our next Zoom meeting what you made for mommy. If you made one, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But if you did, you can show us.
Just give her lots of love,
Hugs and
hugs
kisses.
and kisses.
Not too much. just a little bit. Anyways, guys, so today we're going to talk about zoo animals. So we're going to look at all kinds of zoo animals that you can see in the zoo. And Miss R is going to talk about ones that live in trees. And Miss O is going to talk about ones that live on the land. So Miss R is going to start first. And I have a spider. And you can see this is a spider in her web. And these ones live in trees. Well, I mean, they climb up trees. Sometimes you'll see them crawling on the ground. They make their web from tree to tree. They can make their web pretty much on anything. But the reason why they make their web is that's how they eat. So if a fly is flying around and gets stuck in their web, they roll it up in their what's it called?
On
In their
the web.
they roll it up in their web, and that becomes their dinner.
It's like a little thin
Like
string, and they put
And
like
it's sticky.
sticky saliva on it, and that's how they create their home, and that's how they create their traps so that insects can fly through it. But it's so thin that you can barely see it.
And you could sometimes in the sun you could see it shining. That's when you could see them, or at night you could see it shining too. Um, Spiders have 8 legs, unlike ants and insects. Insects only have 6, so we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And have y'all ever seen a spider? I bet if you've been to the ranch, there's tarantulas. I bet y'all have seen a daddy long leg. And daddy long legs are nice. They won't bite people. Neither will tarantulas if you care for them. But if they're out in the wild, they could. But daddy long legs help us with inside our house. They eat mosquitoes for us. We don't like mosquitoes. But that is the spider, friends. So now Miss O's going to talk to you about an animal that lives on the land.
I have an animal that's a lion. And these are magnificent animals, and they're called the king of the jungle. They're usually in Africa, and we can see them in the zoo. They have a beautiful mane, which is this.
Like their
It's
hair.
the hair around. It looks like a haircut, but it's their mane. And they live in, like I said, in Africa, and they're carnivores. So they eat meat. And they have a great sense of balance. So as long as they land on 4 legs, their balance is great. So this animal does not live on trees. It goes on top of trees sometimes, just to relax or maybe to hunt. But they'll stay up on trees just to maybe they're up there to get off of the sun because they want shade, or they're looking to find a prey so they can't camouflage to the tree, but they do not live on the tree. They live on land. Okay?
And the lions, they live, so we live here. We live right here in Texas, and they live, oh, right here. So we live here, and if we turn it, this is Africa.
Africa.
And they live here. That's where they live. We won't find them over here on the other side of the globe.
Yeah. We'll find them in the zoo, though.
We can find them in the zoo, but where they live and how they live in the wild is all the way over
Africa.
here in Africa. So Miss R has another one. I bet y'all have seen these before, and this is a woodpecker. I don't know if y'all seen the movie Woody Woodpecker. He's kind of funny, right? My kids love that movie. But this bird is a woodpecker. I'm sure y'all have heard them. They go super fast, and they make a little hole for them to go in. Woodpeckers eat insects. They use they use their beaks to pick the insects out of the tree bark. So that's what they're doing. Why do you think the woodpecker has such a long beak? It has to have a long and strong beak so that they can make a hole in the tree, because that's kind of hard. So it has to be strong. When woodpeckers are pecking at the bark for insects, it's called drumming. So it sounds like a drum. When a drumming woodpecker's bill generally hits the bark about 14 times a second. So when you say one, they've already hit it 14 times.
Wow.
That's a
they're
lot.
fast.
And so if you say 1, 2, they've hit it 28 times. That's crazy. So it says use a stopwatch and have the children clap as many times as they can in 3 seconds. That's something y'all could do at home.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can get a stopwatch and y'all can see how many claps you do in 3 seconds. A woodpecker does 42 pecks in 3 seconds. That's a lot. But and look at his little red hair. Kind of has like a little mohawk. It's pretty cool, right? But yeah, this is one, and it's a woodpecker, and they live in trees.
We got another one over here, and this is a giraffe. And a giraffe has a very long neck, so it's famous for its long neck. And this giraffe must bend its knees and spread its legs to reach the ground for water, even though it has a long neck. So the neck cannot bend like our neck. Our neck bends up and down like this. Their neck, no. So they have to bend their knees in order to drink water. This animal also lives in the jungle. And this animal does not live on trees, because it would be funny if we can see a large, big, gigantic giraffe on top of a tree. Have you ever seen a giraffe on top of a tree?
No, not on top of a tree. They're too big. They're sometimes bigger than the trees.
So we would see them in the zoo, and the galloping giraffe strides can be 15 inches in length. So their strides, which are these, are 15 inches in length. Okay?
Big design on them. Like 15 inches long.
And a giraffe's tongue is 18 inches long.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long giraffe, a long tongue of the giraffe. So, bye giraffe.
All right, Miss R has a blackbird. We see a lot of these here in Corpus along the electricity lines, and they like to bombard us. Bombard means to like gather in a really big group of them. This is a blackbird. We also call it, it's kind of like a crow. Yeah. They also kind of look like a crow. It has a pointed beak, and it has yellow eyes. And like I said, have you ever seen a blackbird? We see a lot of these here. Oh yeah, another blackbird is a crow. Farmers make scarecrows to frighten birds away from their crops. So if you've ever been to a crop, they have their scarecrows, and these birds like to go and eat the crops. So they do a scarecrow, and it scares them away. Let's see. And we can see their beak, and that's their eyes, and their feet, and their wings are right here. You can kind of see them. And they come out. But yeah, this is another animal that lives in